already taken you alive.
All right, we're on.
Hello and welcome to the Starfall Collective Season 2, King of the Cloudy Sea, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. I'm Matthew Talamini, your Dungeon Master. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew, Talamini.com. With me are some of my college buddies. Sir Robert Burbridge playing Weatherin, an elven paladin of Oberon. Say hi so people know who you are. Tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm Sir Robert, and I am playing Watherin, an elven paladin of Oberon. And you can find some stuff at thefarce.net.
David Farrell playing Tashash, otherwise known as Gravy, a lizard folk ranger. Say hi so people know who you are. Tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm David. I still have a blog, and it is still called 10,000 Reasons Why the MTG Multiverse is a Terrible Place to Live. And presently, there are 253 reasons posted of why the MTG Multiverse is a terrible place to live.
You're extremely prolific, Dave. It's almost like you write big novels.
Got a long way to go.
One day you'll have to tell us the secret of how you stay one step ahead of the Marvel lawyers.
Is
MTG
Magic the Gathering?
An elven cleric
Yes.
Okay.
of Pon. Dwight Canal playing Fennetir, an elven cleric of Pon. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff, if they can.
Hi, I am a very happy cat this week.
Joshua Suich playing Malmer, an elven warlock of Chernobog. Say hi so people know who you are. Tell them where they can find your stuff.
Well, I shouldn't have to say hi if the listeners are as good at deductive reasoning as I hope they are. But you can find my stuff all over the internet at jsuich, J-S-U-I-C-H. That cryptographic hash key will unlock the mysteries of my content on Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. And if you check out Bigfoot Society podcast, you can hear me talk about the supernatural and the weird and the Bigfoot and the all the above. That'll be coming out soon.
One quick note that I would like to start with before we get into it. You may be noticing that, well, let me just put it this way. In between Act 2, we're currently in Act 2 of this season. In between Act 2 and Act 3, the experience system is going to undergo an alteration. Dave's character is the first one who's going to probably have one of those items on the checklist become invalid. But during this part of the show, it's possible for different items on the checklist to just not be even possible anymore for you. And that's okay, because by the time we get to Act 3, we're going to be on a more checkpoint, or whatever it's called, system for gaining levels. Milestone, yeah. Just so you know, don't worry if your character stops gaining XP. It's not like the end of your character's XP gain.
I think I've gotten one in the last 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, Dwight.
That includes like reading the captain's lips from a mile away.
I gave you 2 experience points for that.
Okay, I guess I've gotten more than one in the last 2 weeks. Oh yeah, there was that off week. That's why.
Let's start this episode by picking up with Tashash. You awake after your terrifying vision. You're sprawled out on something flat, cold and smooth like marble. It is marble. There's a metallic weight around your neck. Your eyes are still closed. You feel very tired and groggy.
Oh, okay. I look around.
You appear to be on top of an enormous altar, which is set back in an alcove in a similarly very large room. You can't see the whole room from your vantage point. There's alchemical equipment set up on several tables and also some bookshelves. There are wooden racks on one wall which hold wands, staffs, swords. A huge pure gold chandelier full of white candles hangs above you, but it's not lit. The light in the room is daylight, filtered through 4 towering stained glass windows. When you were last conscious, it was nighttime. You hear a rustling and the sound of a pen scratching from just out of sight.
I get off the altar.
You look down and it's like an 8-foot jump.
I get off the altar.
Okay, just make me an athletics check to climb down. It's not super hard one, just to make sure you don't fall.
Fall on my head.
Yeah.
Oh wait, whoops. Wrong dice. Sorry.
You need a D20 for this one.
Yeah.
All right, Clint.
That's a 9.
9 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you climb down, you make some noise. You hear like a deep bass sniff sound, like an inhale, like from where the scratching is, and you hear somebody say, lizard man.
I'm gonna check this thing around my neck. Tell me about it.
You look down, you can sort of see it. You can feel it.
Can I take it off?
It seems to be a single solid piece of gold.
Can I take it off?
No. Well, with your strength, you cannot remove it. It has clasp or fitting.
And I can't pull it.
Doesn't quite fit over your head.
Tashash makes an angry hiss.
What is this thing? This was not there before.
Do I have all my things with me?
You do.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
you're a little banged up, a little worse for wear, but you do have the stuff that you had with you when you departed the Fujin.
All right.
You hear some footsteps, big thudding on the floor. Although, it's not like the floor trembles or anything, but a really just enormous cloud giant comes into your view. And this is certainly Nebulaster. He's very easy to identify. He has pale white skin and blue hair. He's festooned with ornamental gold and jewels. His clothing is a rich silk robe in peacock colors. Because of his size, a robe of silk to cover a body like this would be unimaginably expensive to produce. The kingdom's ransom he's wearing.
I won't even try.
He's sort of looks down at you. He says, "Interesting what the god has brought me. How did you come to be here?"
I followed the god.
I
I have done my part. What is this thing?
I point to the collar.
Ah, yes. I have one. He's got similar one, giant sized.
Mm-hmm.
I can take a look at it and
What is it?
Ah, it's a mark of the god's favor. You're set
Why?
apart.
Why?
Are you asking why the god has chosen to favor one such as yourself?
I am asking why he would think it fitting to put it on me.
You have much to learn. Shall I examine it?
Indeed. Can I take it off?
Nay. Nay. You cannot take it off.
Tashash's eyes narrow sharply.
Seems you have an independent spirit, my small creature. Seems you must have a story to tell. What happened to you that brought you here?
I fell off the edge of the world and died.
You don't talk very much, do you?
What am I doing here? Are you Nebulaster? I assume you are Nebulaster.
How many other cloud giants make their home at a perch at the very western end of the world? Yes,
I
it is
wouldn't-
I, Nebulaster.
I would not know.
Then you know little of the world.
I am not from here.
Few are, my friend. Few are.
Are we friends?
We are. That's up to
Tashash,
you. Come.
Enough of that then.
We lost Matt.
Oh, am I back?
You're
Yep.
back.
He says,
I
Come.
wish I want a question. One final question. I wish to speak with this Paylor. How can I do so?
He's laughing at you quite a bit. Ah, I can certainly teach you the rites and rituals of the worship of Paylor. I, too, am a
Worship
servant.
Paylor, what? That is not what I asked for. I wish to speak with him, not worship him.
Interesting. Well, we do have rituals to call him, to call for aid. You can pray to him. He is a god.
And he will hear me.
That is an interesting point of theology. The adherents of most gods would like to tell you that their god can hear your prayers from any place in the world. But here in the Cloudy Sea, things might not always be that simple. If you pray from here, at my altar, in this place, your prayers will almost certainly reach him. He is strong here.
Well, it is your altar, so I will ask. May I do so?
Let me teach you.
Not now. Later.
Come, would you like food, drink? I have accommodations for those such as you. He has a nice sort of upholstered chair. He does not have one that will fit your tail easily, so I don't know if you can make yourself comfortable on the chair that would be comfortable for an elf. But he's actually got like almost a little living room set on his desk, like with a little table that's like sized for you. And
do you have like a stool or something?
You can sit on the edge of a book,
or maybe one of his books. Yeah. Tashash isn't picky about seating.
He's 4 or 5 times as tall as you, so like his books are, you can sit on them. Make yourself he can make you a little bench out of that.
No, I'll go up there, start to eat, and eats a little bit, and then says,
"Your hospitality is appreciated."
My hospitality is rare, but you are special. You need to learn that.
I have a question for you.
Ask.
And Tashash pulls out, like the various papers or whatever, the things that he was given to introduce him to Nebulaster.
Yeah.
To buy, the lizard shamans. So he gives those to Nebulaster, and he says,
"Yes, I was sent by my people to inquire of you. They say you know the ways of the stars. Our shamans study the stars as well. They discovered recently a new star in the west, a strange star. And so they have sent me here to find you and to inquire about it. They have great concern over this matter. They seek to know more. What can you tell me of this thing?"
As well they ought. He gets up and he goes and he opens like a drawer under one of his tables, and he gets out a device and he sets it on his desk, and it's like a microscope, like a big magnifying lens that's set at up off a distance from a little platform. And he says it is easier if you place your papers yourself. My hands are a little too large to comfortably deal with letters of folk your size. But if you could show me.
I'll do it.
He reads. Yeah. Yes, I know this star. In fact, I invented something recently. Or was it my predecessor? But I can show you. I can do better than tell you. I think you'll find this quite interesting. If you look around, you'll notice that there's like a balcony with some windows, sort of window doors, French windows. Is that what they're called? If it's a door and a window, the window kind of windows that are door shaped, you can open the whole window out onto this balcony.
French doors.
French doors. Thank you.
Sure.
And there's I'm probably going to use this adjective too many times with Nebulaster, but there is a gigantic telescope on the balcony pointing up, extremely large. And he goes and rummages in another drawer, and he like sets up a stack of books that you can climb up easily, and he has like another sort of telescope thing that he fits onto the eyepiece to bring it down so that the eyepiece is sized appropriately for for one of your stature. And he clips that on, gets it set for you, and he thinks, he says, "Oh, sorry, he unhooks it." Then he looks through the eyepiece himself and he says, "Oh, it's not right." And hold on 1 second. And he reaches down beneath the balcony and grabs something and sort of hauls, and the whole room rotates 10 degrees. He is of prodigious strength, and then he goes and he looks through it again. He tilts it up, tilts it down a little bit, says, "Let me check something real quick." And he gets a book and he looks in it and he gets some devices and he aims the thing and he says, "Oh, good. You may have noticed, but it's daylight right now, so we're going to have to wait until night if I'm going to show this to you. But I'm sure we have plenty to talk about. Let me tell you of Palor."
Tashash's eyes narrow, and he says nothing.
Can I then examine this collar? This torque of nobility?
Yes.
Well, get under my microscope.
I'll do it.
He peers down on it, looks at it minutely, asks you to rotate it a couple times so he can see different parts.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "This is very interesting." And he goes over to the altar and makes some gestures, burns a little incense, right? And he comes back and he looks at it again. Says, "You have been given some form of blessing. And this collar interacts with it."
Have I indeed? Josh's eyes narrow again.
"Have you tried it yet?" He grins.
Tried what? The collar? I don't know what it is. What is it? I fall off the edge of the world and I die. And I wake up with this collar on my neck. I do not know where it came from. I do not know what it does.
You can't feel it. Within you there is some greatness, largeness. Touch it with your mind.
The collar? What are you talking about? This is you and the Palor. You talk much the same. Strange words.
Compliment.
It is. I do not. He grunts in frustration. Your hospitality is much appreciated, and I think well of you. I want to be clear of that. Yes?
I accept.
Yes. But this Palor, he says many strange things. And he does not always speak as he seems to speak. And he does not always appear as he seems to appear.
Hmm.
What is this? What do you mean? Touch it with my mind? I cannot open my head
He goes.
and pull it out.
He has a realization, and he goes over to a book, a giant-sized book on his shelf, and he gets it out, flips through it, runs his finger down, reads a little bit. You lizard folk, you're not like the others. He reads a little bit more.
Yes, we are lizard folk.
Turns the page a couple times, reads some more. Ah, thump. Closes it with a enormous bang, slides it back on the shelf. You may be having a strange experience. Have you heard of...
I did die.
Interesting. Have you heard of consciousness?
No.
It is a faculty of humans and elves and orcs, whereby they are aware of their own thoughts. You may not have experienced this before. And indeed, the first time you experience it, it may seem like death. Or like being born for the first time. I think that the lycanthropy won't work without it. Interesting.
I think I died.
Yes, 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 you certainly did, your old form. And you have now a new form. He stretches enormously. Ah, fantastic.
Oh.
The god is so brilliant.
A new form. You mean the bird.
Try it.
You mean the bird.
Ha, a bird, a mere bird. He would not make you a bird. Try it. His eyes light up with glee.
I turn into the Quetzalcoatl.
He jumps up, says yes, and as the Quetzalcoatl, you are like sized appropriately for this room. I mean, you're not huge, I guess. You're large, but
I think the Quetzalcoatl will be huge. I mean, it's the size of a giraffe. I mean, it should be beyond large.
I looked it up. But either way,
as he he turns and so once he turns to Josh, kind of he sort of flexes and shuffles about, and in doing so he probably accidentally knocks some things over, knocks some books off the table or hits his head on the thing, and
Nebulaster gets some glass objects.
I'm going to turn back. I'll turn back
into and carries them to safety.
I'll turn back into myself.
I am sorry. I have ruined your home.
You have ruined nothing. Only the glass is precious.
Well, I will take care around the glass. That is the bird. Your god did that.
My god has given you a great gift. That is a gift for your people. I tell you, it will spread.
Tashash narrows his eyes and looks, and when he looks at him, I think Nebulaster would pick up on this, but there's sort of a glimmer in his eye that he's maybe of possibly more understanding, and he says,
"Is it really?"
You are the first. But he intends for there to be more like you, and for this to be a great boon to your people. Now, come, I will write a grand philosophical treatise on the basis of the discoveries that you will make about consciousness. And he takes out, parchment and paper and whatever, and he gets you back on his desk, and he just starts asking you questions about your experience, about lizard people culture, about how you feel. He's just quizzing you.
Sure.
And this goes on.
Probably does not get quite the answers that he wants, but
he records what you say exactly.
Tashash is not at first. Tashash probably seems a little irritated by this, but after a few questions, Tashash and some fumbling around and some apologies and whatnot, Tashash makes himself available to Nebulaster and does his best to answer.
This lasts until nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Whereupon he says, "That's enough for now," and he rings a little bell, and an ogre comes up the stairs into the room, and with more food. He's got a big, huge, entire great white shark that's been spit roasted for Nebulaster, and he's got some roasted chicken for you.
Tashash looks at the chicken and hesitates over it for a little bit.
Come, the great eat the small.
He hesitates again.
Do you have any gravy? I'm sorry. Do they not eat that here? I think
my
it
friend.
seems they eat this everywhere. I did not know. I am sorry. I will eat the chicken.
He eats the chicken.
My knowledge does not extend to the culinary, but I'm sure I could find a way to whip you up some gravy.
Oh, Tashash drops the chicken.
Oh yes. If you have any gravy, I would very much like some gravy.
So that happens. Night falls. You eat together. He slips in little aphorisms and nuggets about Palor and the way Palor is, trying to sort of subtly teach you the ways of the god. Till finally it's dark. He goes to the telescope at last, and he says, "Okay. Here, let me see." And he withdraws from the guts of this telescope a complicated sort of honeycomb-shaped device, and he puts it away. He picks up another device the same shape, and as he carries it over to the telescope, you catch a glimpse of this sort of strange swirling, blurring together colors on the surface of this instrument, sort of like a tie-dye t-shirt, and he slots that into the telescope, and then he holds up a lens to you that's really to you it's big,
right?
But he says, "Look through that."
I look through it.
When you look through it, you notice that the different staffs and wands on the wall each seem to take on a different color. They sort of have an aura around them when viewed through this lens. It has this oil slick sheen of different colors on it. And you looking through it, you can see those colors reflected in the various objects. And you also notice there are things like tables and chairs, just normal stuff. The floor, non-magical things. Those have a gray aura. So all the different chromatic auras are sort of magical things, and the gray aura. So everything around you has this sort of effect that you can see through the glass. Then he takes you to the telescope. Says, "Look through that."
I looked at the telescope.
And you see that the stars, and you can even see the telescope is zoomed in far enough that you can actually sort of see the motion of the stars, just a little bit, a few of them, and each of the stars has its own color: red, blue, yellow, orange, different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them even have the gray color, the gray sort of color of non-magical things.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one star which you notice. It's the one that isn't moving. The one that you were sent to ask him about, that he's pointed the telescope at.
Tashash has probably never actually paid much attention to it.
There's a diagram in the letter,
Yeah.
which he examined.
Yeah.
But that star is...
It doesn't mean much to him. He actually probably hasn't paid a ton of attention to the stars, in fact. But yeah, he seems a little awed by the thing, and then he points to the one and says,
It is that one, is it not?
Tell me, what do you see about it that's different from the others? And
It is not moving.
That is why your people were scared of it. And this is why your people should be even more scared of it. Look.
That is not what stars do.
Yes.
Why is it not moving?
We know not.
You do not
But-
know.
Tashash appears to grow very cautious, or like noticeably more uncomfortable.
You do not know.
When you look through the telescope, you see that this one star, unlike all the others, has no aura. Nebulaster says, I will give you a map of where I expect this star will fall.
It is going to fall.
Tashash appears alarmed.
It is going to fall.
It is... Oh... When?
Several hundred years from now,
Oh.
both of us will be dead, but your people will remain.
He nods.
And they will need this information.
I can get back. I can get back to my people before then.
He
Yes,
nods confidently.
you will. And I will give you a map of where I think it will fall. Not with perfect accuracy.
It is... Is it going to hit us?
Depends on where you are when it lands.
Oh, do you have a map I can show you where we are?
Sure.
And we when he shows me the map, I point to where the lizards are, down in Lizard Swamp land.
This is
Yeah, we are there. We didn't... Do not...
Wait, before he actually points it out,
He says, I am going to tell you a secret of the lizards. I think... Can I trust you with this? I think that I can. Our people would not have sent me here if I could not.
I keep many secrets.
It is not something for others to know, though.
I will keep it secret.
Good.
I show him where the lizard folk live.
That is where we live. Do you think the star will fall on us?
This is a question that Nebulaster can answer with some very rough degree of accuracy. This is not a question that Matthew, the DM, can answer, but it is a question that the DM of Season 3, Sir Robert, might be able to tell us a little bit more about.
So I guess interesting.
Nebulaster writes the answer on a piece of paper and sticks it into a sealed envelope, which
He
Tashash
does
puts
indeed.
into his pocket.
That's right. The audience sees a montage sequence of Gravy and Nebulaster arm in arm, doing things, pointing at maps, but we don't know the answer yet.
Tashash points down at a particular point. Nebulaster shakes his head. No, no, no. Crumples up the map, throws it away.
In addition,
Nebulaster says something. Tashash accidentally turns into a Quetzalcoatl.
poof. The two things.
So Tashash,
The two things to take back to the lizard people are, according to Nebulaster, it's not magical, and it's not non-magical. And the scholars of the world should try and figure out what that means.
That does not seem normal.
It's very not normal.
Yes.
And also you learn roughly the location and time of its fall. Furthermore, he teaches you various ceremonies and rituals of Palor, by which you can attempt at least to communicate with the god.
Tashash tells him,
yes. This is very concerning. You see, we have the stars have fallen on us before. A great many years ago, a long time ago. You see, and we were driven from our home. It was, yes. The stars would destroy us. So we must be very, very careful.
Further, he tells you
that is why we watch them.
He tells you that the collar has a powerful divine attribute from Palor on it, which prevents your bite from conferring the lycanthropy unless it's under conditions of approved by Palor.
As the more that Nebulaster speaks to Tashash about as they're talking about the star, Tashash is very, very congenial and very engaged. Talking about Palor, though, Tashash starts to get more reserved and a bit cold. Though not, I mean, like, obviously not toward Nebulaster, but the topic has him. Nebulaster would realize that Tashash is not terribly thrilled about Tashash seems to have some sort of something about Palor does not sit well with him. He could probably figure that out.
Yep.
Once he is done talking of these things, Tashash says,
thank you. You have shown me much. And again, your hospitality is much appreciated. I wish to speak with this Palor again. You said that I might call upon him from this altar. I would ask your leave to do so.
He gestures.
Thank you.
You know the forms and the ceremonies.
I appreciate this. I would say, I will do so then. I wish to say The words I have for him, they are for him alone. They are not for you.
I cut out there for a minute. Can you summarize real quick?
No, he said, Tashash said, the words I have for him, they are for him alone, not for you.
Quit trying to read my DMs.
Cool. So we are going to bloop, 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 leave Tashash there, skip forward in time a little bit to where the other three of you, which is to say Fennetir, Malmer, and Weatherin, you stand before the frost giant Pagoyak on the lowest level of Nebulaster's Perch, this black stoned castle. He says,
Stoned castle.
"You are weak and pathetic, and I have somebody to deal with those like you. Although, I hope you win, because I'm supposed to bring you up there, and if you lose, I can't do that. So, beat this guy up. Don't kill him, but get it done, okay?" And this ogre comes out. If I may remind you, you are in the large room, black stone, trophies everywhere of giant-sized animals, giant bears, giant sharks.
Trophies
no
as in
kraken.
heads.
There are heads, trophies, there are weapons, armor everywhere. In the center, there is like a sparring pit full of like sand and straw where you can do battle. This ogre comes in. Unlike most ogres, this one is outfitted in armor. It has scale mail on. The most ogres would not be able to wear armor, but this one seems to have been specially trained by the frost giant to in the use of armor. So he comes out, sets himself in the center, ready to take you on. While the frost giant retreats to the back of the room and stands in front of some stairs that go up.
What was the frost giant's name one more time?
Pagoyak.
Paglyak.
Pagoyakh. Yak.
Pagoyak.
Pagoyak.
KH or HK?
KH.
KH.
Doesn't matter. It's a
Pagoyak.
made-up language.
How dare you? Tolkien
We're
is
translating
rolling
from
over in his
common.
grave.
We're transliterating from Common into English. We don't have any rules for Common. We don't even know what the alphabet is.
Common
that
schmommen.
attitude.
So Watherin says to the ogre, "Hi."
Fennetir casts a little blessing on everybody. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Hey, remind me how blessing works because I don't think I know how to add that.
Add a d4 to all attacks and saving throws.
It's so insanely good.
As long as we're doing stuff, I'm going to cast Blur on myself.
For the next minute.
All right.
Since there's only two of you, I go ahead and bless myself too.
And you cast Blur on yourself. You guys are doing this stuff. Where are you?
At the entrance
You've
to
come
the room,
into
I
the
guess.
room.
At the entrance to the, or right in our side of the room. And where's the dude? He's like the ogre is right in front of us in the middle of the room.
Yep, the middle of the room is this big
Challenge
sort of
dojo deal.
lowered. Yeah, slightly. It's not like raised like a boxing ring. It's lowered like a
Okay.
arena or like a dog pit or something.
It's the little
It's not-
fight room in the Matrix type of deal for Morpheus.
Yeah, it's the fight. It's a fight room.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. And I also, while I'm at it, just for kicks, cast Shield of Faith on myself. So Bless was a D4 on attack and savings rolls. Okay, good.
So this guy's just going to stand there and watch us while we cast buff ourselves going into battle?
Yeah, he's just...
Powering up.
Everybody ready?
Well, then I place a hex on him and I summon my Shadow Blade. Jeez.
Should we roll for initiative at some point?
I haven't.
You only have to roll for initiative when I say to.
That's right. I'm ready. Watherin has his shield out, has his sword out, and as I said, he says to the ogre, "Hey, I hope you're having a good day."
I was having a better day before I had to do this. He says in Giant.
You could always go somewhere else.
Watherin responds in Giant. Yeah, fair enough. You want to call it a draw?
No, I gotta test your strength.
All right.
I'm going to grab something to roll my dice onto because I'm an idiot and I forgot that.
You gonna do this or what, big man?
And, sorry, I'm just sorting my dice here as well while we're waiting for Josh.
Does he have any things about him that look broken?
On the ogre?
Yeah, a little piece of armor that if it was fixed, he might be happy.
No, the armor is in very good repair.
What about
You notice-
trinkets lying on the ground next to him?
Or a tooth.
Yeah, tooth.
His teeth are they're pretty crooked.
Can mending
Can he fix a
straighten
chip
them?
or something?
I don't think mending could fix teeth.
He would have to have the chip of the tooth. I guess I could cut a piece of rock. Oh no, mending is putting things back together. So
Only wizards in the orthodontic class can do tooth mending.
He says in Giant, "Come on, Tiny, I don't have all day."
And Watherin tells the guys, the other two, he's ready. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I'm born ready.
All right.
Mal has a almost manic look in his eye.
So Watherin takes point. He's got his shield and sword and says, let's get to it.
You approach the...
Yeah, take a step forward.
Mal jumps into the pit.
I mean, I step into the fight zone.
Okay, you step into the pit.
Yeah.
And Mal jumps into the pit. Very, very good. He stands there. He's looking at you like... Come
All
on.
right. Mal's going to charge at him and attack him.
Watherin's not. Watherin's just going to stand
initiative.
nearby.
That's an 18 initiative.
There's my
3 initiative.
7.
Also, if there's a pit, I have not gone into the pit. I am on the edge.
Okay.
Watherin's-
There is sort of a railing too.
Watherin's pretty happy about the whole thing and feeling good, and he's thinking of this as a friendly spar that, obviously could be lethal.
Well, the frost giant seems to not want it to be lethal.
Yeah. I mean, but, accidents happen.
The ogre doesn't really.
People
sound
get swords
like
in
it
their
would be
heads.
Lethal either.
Sure. Mal, you go ahead and attack.
Okay.
He's not ready for you, or whatever.
That's
Remember
a...
Add your D4.
Oh. 13. 16. Does a 16 hit him?
16 does hit.
Okay. In that case, this fool's going to take a tasty... Come on. 11 points of damage.
All right. He takes the hit. Sort of cracks his knuckles. Lifts his gigantic club and swings it at you for...
He's got disadvantage on the attack
Because of the hex?
because of the blur.
Ah. So that is going to be a 10. 10 misses. Weatherin, your turn.
Weatherin takes a step forward so that he's in reasonable range there, and just gives him an old long sword tickle. Let's see, slash for. Sorry, I have to look at how this. Okay. There it is. Sorry, took me a minute. Okay. Plus the thing. 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay. And then he just
Fennetir.
readies himself.
Okay. So both you and Mal are like within arm's length of the ogre.
Yeah.
Fennetir, you're, 10 or 15 feet away or whatever on the edge of the thing. It's your turn.
Okay. I cast Guiding Bolt, which is
A tasty thing to cast. By the way, he's got disadvantage on dexterity based checks because of the hex.
17 to hit. I don't think it's a dexterity thing, but I don't know.
No, that's for me.
17 hits.
Okay.
What does your guiding blast look like when Fennetir does it?
It is a bright bolt of light that hits for 20 damage, and the next attack is has advantage.
20 damage.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yep. 5d6.
Mal, it's your turn.
All right. Mal has got advantage to attack this guy, so he's going to swing at him. That's let me just check. Yep, I crit on him because I rolled a 19, and the hex allows me to crit on either one. So I roll 4d8 for my weapon damage plus the d6. So that's 30 points of damage.
This attack just he takes it, but he's left sort of not looking good afterwards. He's heavily damaged, but he's able to get up and ready him one more swing, which I guess he has to he's got disadvantage for this. That's going to be an 18. Does an 18 hit you, Mal?
It hits.
That's going to be... Give yourself a nice 14 points of damage as the club just cracks into you. Weatherin, your turn.
Weatherin takes another swing with his broadsword. This time a little better. With a...
Don't forget that D4. You get it. Keep it.
Say it again?
Don't forget that D4.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I put the dice next to each other. Thank you. That gives him a 19.
Sorry.
That hits.
Okay.
Oh, well. Is it too late to take... It's never mind. Sorry.
Okay, and it hits for... Oh, wrong die. 1d8. There it is. 8 damage.
That gets him. He goes down on both knees and sort of and sort of falls over, and the frost giant leaps forward and sort of protectively crouches over him and grabs him and picks him up.
And Weatherin just puts his sword down and puts his hand on him, on the guy, like just kind of reaches out and hopes to be able to touch him a little bit and do his lay on hands, giving
Fennetir will have a turn first.
Oh, okay, great. I thought we were out of initiative.
Oh, well, we can be out of initiative unless somebody's going to be doing more battle stuff.
How's his armor look now?
His armor's pretty tore up now.
I would like to mend it.
You're able to mend like a fist-sized portion of his armor?
No, 1 foot cube. or
Oh,
1 foot sphere. Actually, 1 foot radius sphere.
yeah. So there's a hefty dent
No, I think
caused.
cube.
There's a
1
hefty
foot
dent
cube.
caused by Malmer that you're able to straighten out.
And Watherin basically reaches past, touches him, and says a prayer to Oberon, kind of mutters it a little bit, giving the ogre 20 hit points back.
He straightens up in his boss's arms and sort of pushes him away, like, no, I don't. Thanks, boss. Can I go now? And the frost giant Pagoyak says, you're strong. Good. I was hoping you were strong. You can go on up if you want. It's fine. He wants to see you.
And Watherin puts
You
all
don't
his...
have to fight like 3 tiers of enemies to get to him.
Yeah, there's definitely another guy you're gonna have to fight upstairs.
Sweet.
So Watherin's like, great, thanks. And walk towards the stairs, I guess.
Mal runs up the stairs so as to leverage what's left of this shadow blade.
When you get to the top of the stairs, you come into a room that
Who's
is
taking a bath? What is happening?
This room is different, much lighter than the one below, but it is still pretty black. There's a lot of soot on these walls. The walls are gray granite. Ceiling is slightly higher than the room below. The room is a little bit narrower. It's not quite as expansive on the edges. What you see in this room are like entire siege weapons. There's like a ballista. There's like a catapult. There are forges of all different sizes. One whole side of the room is just, there's clanking, there's clanging, there's clearly work being done, sparks are flying, there's fires. You see like turning gears, there's ropes hanging from the ceiling over there. There's a raised platform in the center of this room, a little bit more like a boxing rink. But nobody notices that you're there at first.
Mal comes running into the room, yelling with black flames wreathing off of his body using minor illusion, and charges at whatever he thinks is the most reasonable next obstacle.
Well, if you charge into the middle of this room, you're going to notice that there are a number of ogres who are at work on the forges. Dong, 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 dong. And there's also a fire giant who is 18 feet tall, gray skin, red hair, clad in just black iron plate mail. He has strapped to his back an absolutely enormous, huge broadsword. His head is the only part that is free of armor. He's not wearing a helmet. But he when he sees you yell something.
Yeah, Mal yells, "Whose face must I lay low to make a point around here?" And he's like breathed in black flame.
The fire giant turns, takes 2 steps towards you. Jong, Jong, he says, "Oh, you wish to see Nebulaster?"
I do.
Well then, you may battle my champion. I could kill you if you wanted to be killed, but you don't want to battle me.
Wait, sorry, he said I could kill you if you want, and then what?
But you can, but you don't want to fight me. You want to fight my knight.
Mal's looking around for the knight.
the fire giant yells.
It's such a musical language.
He yells to the other side of the room, Kildiratir! One of your kind has come! You must fight him! And from the other side of the room, an elf emerges from a room and starts coming towards you.
An elf.
Yes, except it is. You can tell from the proportions it's probably an elf, and I assume it's an elf because it's mostly elves around here, and he doesn't have wings. He's not an Aarakocra, but he is clad in plate mail with a helmet and a shield and a sword and everything. The whole deal.
The whole potato.
The whole potato.
Have Fennetir and I arrived yet, or is it still just? We didn't sprint up the stairs. We just kind of walked up the stairs.
I think enough time has elapsed that that you guys can have come up the stairs. There's been a little conversation.
Cool. And can I say to the fire guy, did I hear anything that's going on?
Yeah, they were both yelling.
Okay. To the fire giant, maybe I'll say, Mal, do you have this?
Do you? Whatever. And Mal just turns and Eldritch blasts the guy.
Roll initiative.
And Watherin wants to just kind of skip it and let Mal have his fun. I got a 14.
My initiative is an unnatural 20.
Mine's a 22.
So 14 for Weatherin, 20 for
Fennetir.
Your initiative roll
Fennetir,
definitely
and
reflected your.
Malmer had a
22
22.
for Mal. Yeah. So what's that blast look like?
So that's a 20. How far away is the guy? He's on the other side of the room.
Yeah, right now the guy's like 30 feet away from you.
If he's only 30 feet, then I'll charge him. That's fine.
Also, the bless is probably worn off.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you guys these buffs had 1 minute on them.
Bless.
My shield of faith was 10.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
So that's definitely still on.
Cool.
What
So-
about the other ones?
Yeah, I've been doing some rough math, and it seems like it's not a stretch to say that there's like maybe 2 more rounds left
I
if
think-
Mal ran and charged up and like immediately jumped into combat.
Yeah. So you've got 2 more rounds of your any 1 minute
Yeah.
buffs that you put on at the beginning of the last battle because you charged up.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to transfer his hex to the guy, and
Is that a bonus action?
yes, does a probably not. Does a instead of a 16, that's a 20 because of the bless. So does a 20 hit him?
A 20 hits.
Good, because that would have been real bad otherwise. That's
Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. The knight parries it.
of course he does.
He ching. He's able to see your melee attack, and yeah. I think
All
you can
right.
only do that once per round, though.
Okay.
Fennetir,
Hi, I'm Fennetir.
Mal has just run at this guy. He's probably like 50, 40 something feet from you. Fennetir's closed with him.
Nice. I would like to remain 50 or 40 feet or more from him.
Okay.
And I will guiding bolt him again.
Gonna give him a guiding bolt.
Yep, just first level this time. So that roll it. A 19.
19 hits.
Okay. Chow. Does 13 damage and marks him for the next attack.
He is so marked. What does the mark look like? He like glows.
Yeah, with a little pawn shape on him.
Little pond-shaped target.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a bottle. Weathering.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So is it obvious where we would go if we were to beat this guy?
Yeah, there are some.
Big stairs.
Yeah, you've come up stairs that are on one side of the room, and there are some stairs that are on the other side of the room.
Okay. But he's in the way to the other stairs.
No.
Oh.
He came from the west.
Okay.
Fire Giant is currently standing near to the center of the room, like with his arms crossed. And yeah.
I think Watherin's a little bit more of a rules follower than I am, so he'll engage. He's compliant. So he goes to the elf knight guy and says, "Hi, I'm Watherin," and attacks with his longsword. Let's see, which is a 16.
Nope.
Okay,
Wait, you
Ding.
have advantage.
I have
You have
advantage.
advantage.
You have
Yeah.
advantage because of Fennetir's spell.
Then it might not be a 16. It might be a 25.
The 25 hits.
Okay. And does 4 whole damage.
Should
Indeed.
save that advantage for something better.
Al, Weatherin has just run up to you, done some real tricky sword play, gotten inside of his defenses, and nicked him a little bit. You're up.
Excellent. I will attack him, seeing as has, but I don't have advantage, right? Because Watherin used it up.
That's right.
It's only for the next attack, right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just one attack.
Then Mal misses and uses his bonus action to Misty Step away from the guy.
Just gonna let what's his name take the hit.
Well, he's got better AC than me, and he has the ability to heal himself more easily. And Mal can do, now that his sword is, he swings at the guy, and the sword, fades into dust and ethereal smoke. Ethereal smoke in his hands as he slashes at the guy. And Mal kind of curses and jumps back and prepares himself to to Eldritch Blast the guy on the next round.
There's a polite clapping from the fire giant. Interesting tactic. Interesting tactic, he says. Fennetir, your turn.
Well, that's me again already. I guess I'll hit him with that guiding bolt like I like to do.
It's a good move.
Forgot. Not good this time. 10. Does 10 hit?
10 does not hit the fully armored knight.
Oh wait, it's 13. I think. Yeah.
13 also does not hit.
Matthew, you're an evil, evil man. No wonder you let us cast all the buffs and stuff we wanted on the weak guy. You're dirty.
I didn't. All I did was create this whole scenario for you to have fun in.
Dirty! Dirty!
Kaldiratir, the elf knight, goes ahead and takes a swing at you, Weatherin.
Cool.
Does he still have hex? Oh, he has hex on him, right?
Yeah, until I go, yeah.
One more
He has
round.
disadvantage on all dexterity based checks.
Does he have disadvantage on his attacks?
No, I probably should have picked strength. Well, actually, I didn't declare.
You said Dex before.
Yeah, I did Dex on the last guy because I was going to Hellish Rebuke him. I'll go 50-50. Or odds its strength, evens its Dex. It's Dex. All right. He has disadvantage on all Dex checks.
How is a 23 against your armor class,
That hits.
Weatherin? That's going to be... Yeesh. 14
Okay.
damage. He swings at you again. Oh, geez. Same exact roll. 18 plus 5 is 23. So that's going to hit again.
Uh-huh.
Here is a tasty 3 plus 3 is 6 hit points on that one.
Cool.
Whew.
Knight laughs.
Still alive.
A worthy opponent. Then Weatherin, it's your turn.
Okay.
He says that in Elven, by
Sure.
the way.
Okay. I had forgotten that there's a reason I have a feature trait as a paladin, which is a sacred oath to Okay. As an action, I can imbue a weapon, my sword in this case, with positive energy. For a minute, the weapon's considered magical. Add to attack rolls, emits a light. Basically, kind of is Sting from Lord of the Rings, from The Hobbit. Okay, great. So, and I'm going...
You have your shield, right? Are you adding to your AC from your shield?
I was just trusting D&D Beyond to do that. But I will look at that in a second.
Check and make sure that it is.
If it's equipped, it should add it in.
Yeah, it was. And you actually got just above my AC. My AC is in the 20s, but, whatever. So I will just take an action to channel divinity to my weapon. And it now has some magic-y bits to it. And then as a... Sorry, I'm looking for... And I guess I'll just move further away temporarily to be...
If you move away, he's going to get an opportunity to attack.
Oh, then I'll just stay. I don't
Okay.
think I have any kind of bonus actions or anything. If
Your sword is glowing.
Yeah.
Cool. Mal, your turn. You've backed away from all this.
Yeah, Mal is going to fire an Eldritch Blast at this guy. Is there any kind of guiding thing on him that would give me advantage?
Not right now.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be.
Does a 17 hit him?
17 does not hit him.
Nuts.
Fennetir.
Just nuts.
For whatever it's worth, Venetir, Watherin's hurt fairly badly, but not, like, mortally.
Yeah. What is the special item? I mean, action type? Is that just a regular action, or is that a bonus action?
That's an action, but, like, there's different stuff. Like, if you wanted to climb up a wall, or hide, or, like, pull a lever.
Stuff that's not accounted for in the other actions.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that you would be required to spend like a 6-second action to do.
Gotcha. So I will trying to figure out which kind of healing I want to do, because they're all so terrible. I guess I will channel divinity and give sorry, where is it? Preserve life and give Weathering, how much is your max HP?
32.
Okay, so you can get,
And I have 12 right now.
you can add 16. Right, that's half of 32.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then other guy, Josh's
Yep.
character, you
Mal.
can have
I'm down
You can
by
have-
14.
you can have 4.
Okay.
Cool. Great, thanks.
And then as my bonus action, I will cast Healing Word. So who's the most hurt?
I'm down by 10.
He's hurt worse than I am. I'm down by 4.
So I'll cast it on you, Josh. Sorry, I'm just blanking on everybody's character name.
Mal.
Like Mal Reynolds. Yes. So you get 4 more.
Dunka.
And I'm done.
Cool.
It is Caldiratir's turn. He is face to face with Weatherin at this moment, so he's going to 18.
Does not
It's probably
hit.
a miss.
Yeah.
And 22.
Does hit.
Better you than me for that 18. That's going to be 13 points of damage.
Okay.
He laughs. Ha 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 ha! You are a good swordsman, but you may not be good enough. Weatherin, now it's your turn.
Okay. Sure. Weatherin, I don't have any high damage stuff at all. Let's see. Weatherin, hey, real quickly, what does versatile mean?
Versatile means I think that you can use it either one-handed or two-handed.
Got it.
If you're holding your shield, it's going to be the lesser damage.
Right. Okay.
So because you're wielding it one-handed, but you could drop your shield, grab it with both hands. That'd be like a bonus action, probably, just to drop the shield.
No, I'll keep it because he's doing high hit rolls. Sure. So I will. He says I'm good, but not good enough. I say, haha. But I didn't tell you I'm not left-handed.
Okay.
And so I swing with my long sword again with
Might want to roll that hit before you say you're not left-handed.
that's right.
He misses. Oh, wait a minute. I am left-handed. Damn it.
24. Does that hit?
He attempts to parry and is not able to. 24 does hit.
Okay. So then I do that move with extra flourishes, just because he said it. And the damage on it is 8.
Very good. Fire Giant is enjoying the sword play. Ha ha ha! It's excellent. Mal, your turn.
Mal attempts another Eldritch Blast at this guy. Finally, does a 19 hit him?
A 19 hits him.
Okay, in that case, he goes flying backwards for 10 points of damage. And do with that as you will, Mr. DM. I don't know what's behind him for 10 feet.
He bumps into a wall.
Okay.
Kajunk. It doesn't knock him prone or anything? It just shoots him backwards?
That's up to you. If you want to have him make a dexterity-based saving throw or something.
Yeah. I mean, does the text of your move say anything about knocking opponents prone?
Tell you what, let's say that it doesn't, because I don't know that.
Cool. Fennetir, you're up. The knight has
Is that
been
me?
knocked backwards. Yeah, you're going to have to advance a little bit if you want to cast your spell. A spell
Well,
on
it
this guy.
depends on the spell, because how far away is he?
Like 50 feet from you, I think.
Yeah,
It's a big
I
room.
still got range.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll hit him with that guiding bolt.
Go ahead and roll it.
Mm, mm. Boo!
Whoa.
What's
Does
that?
8 hit?
8 does not hit him.
Okay, and how y'all doing health wise? Because I can bonus action.
I'm down 17 hit points. I'm at half of my hit points, about.
Yeah, I'll cast Healing Word for you, and immediately fall asleep.
What does that do? To
I
me,
just
puts you to
using
sleep.
up all my using up all my slots.
Okay. What does that do?
Nice, max 5 hit points. That's the most I can give you.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
The knight, seeing that he is no longer within melee range of any of you, runs up and around you. Yeah, so he's going to take the dash action to get 60 feet of movement, and he's going to run up around you, Weatherin, in a circle, and he's going to avoid both you and Fennetir, and he's headed towards. I'm sorry, he's going to avoid Malmer and
Oh
Weatherin,
no!
and he's headed towards Fennetir. He doesn't have enough move to dash all the way to Fennetir.
Haha!
But he's avoiding also an attack of opportunity.
He's avoiding an attack of opportunity from either of you, but because he takes the dash action to get enough to
Sure.
actually go around you guys, he's not gonna be able to attack.
Okay.
But he's I'm gonna say 10 feet from Fennetir, and he's about 20 feet from
Wavering.
Mal, and maybe 30 feet from Weatherin.
Okay. He's reachable.
He's reachable within one turn by all of you. He's clearly charging at your magic user.
Yeah. Okay.
The fire giant goes, ho ho ho! Weatherin, your turn.
Cool. I pop on over to him and say, oh, and just take another quick swing at him with my longsword, which is, let's see if this will hit him. That will not hit him. A 9.
Ding! Ha ha! Malmer.
Yeah. Mal is going to try to Eldritch Blast him again, I suppose. That's a good time to roll a 19 plus stuff. Guess
That hits.
hit him. 14 points of damage.
He goes. You knock his helmet off. He. Do you send him flying, or do you just hit him?
Yeah, I send him flying so that he goes flying forwards into the wall at the foot of Fennetir.
Well, he's. You're not close enough to a wall right now, but he does go sort of tumbling, and actually towards where the fire giant is.
Okay.
And he sort of tumbles end over end, and he's lying unconscious at near the feet of the fire giant, who steps forward and says, "Time, good, halt. Interesting battle. I was glad to see it." Oh, hold on, I forgot his voice. "Interesting battle. I was glad to see it. Ha ha." And we are going to take our break. I'm sorry, guys, we are a little bit late on that. But we are going to go to our commercial break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes at about 9:16. How's that sound?
Works for
Let's
me.
go out to the lobby.
All
Let's
right.
go out to the
All right.
lobby.
See you
Let's
in
go
a
out
few
to
minutes.
the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
welcome back to our Dungeons and Dragons stuff. You guys are standing atop your defeated foe. This powerful knight, well armed and skilled, has fallen before your magic, and the fire giant standing above him says, "Ha ha! I was glad to see it. You are powerful, and your tactics are medium. There are ogres working here. There are forges. There's fire. There are chains and ropes hanging from the ceiling. There's a platform here. Plenty of things to take cover behind. I mean, it was good to get the magic user behind the fighters. And it was good for your warlock to get behind the paladin. That's good tactics, but it's basic. You guys need to move beyond your basic tactics, but I think it's good enough that I can let you through because you did win. But I gotta give you this spiel. Nebulaster is very important. He watches the western edge of the world, and all the people depend on him for his knowledge. Access to him can only be granted to civilizations that are sufficiently advanced to make use of the knowledge that he has. Therefore, you got to prove to me your excellence in war or in technology. War, obviously, is the one that you picked. You didn't even, wait for the spiel. But you can't pass until you prove, whatever. Magic doesn't count. You have to actually win. We're not sending back any detailed astronomical observations to just whatever numbskulls don't even know any trigonometry. So you're fine. You're good. It's okay. You may pass. Can I get back to work now?
Sure.
Mal bows deeply, and as he stands, he's now in very fine black silk robes.
Have a good day.
Weatherin says, "Hey, do you mind if I sit here for 4 hours?"
Oh, no, don't. This is... Nebulaster's just the next one. He's not going to fight you. You're good. There's no more of this.
All right. Great.
There's only the two.
Sounds good.
Strength and intelligence.
Oh, the two.
And the next one is the gullibility test to see if we actually go up. Okay, great. Well, it was nice to meet you. Have a nice forge, and goodbye.
These stairs are bigger than the last stairs.
These stairs are sleepy.
Mal walks over and stands just behind the shoulder of Watherin and gives him a deferential nod.
Watherin says, "Okay, hi," and then walks up the stairs with him.
When you emerge on the landing at the top of the stairs, you see there's a alchemical or scientific workshop there. This room is all of white marble. It's circular. It's on a tremendously huge, very, very tall. It's tables all over the place, equipment, machinery, but mostly like lots of lenses and glassware, wooden frames. Many of these tools, that there's nowhere else many of these could be created besides the forges on the floor below. There are no elven workshops with the capacity to create like brass work on this scale. There are bright brass gears, spindle-legged stands, wood frames, bellows pumping, glass everywhere, every shape and size. As you look around, you see Tashash. There he is. He looks different loincloth than before. And you see there's like a weird webbing in his armpits he didn't used to have. And his face looks a little like his nose is a little bit longer. His eyes are a little weird. Neck is maybe different, but it's definitely Tashash. And the cloud giant Nebulaster. He and Tashash are in discussion when you arrive. He's both are standing. Nebulaster is looking down like this to talk to Tashash.
Wathern gives a respectful and what he hopes is traditional greeting in giant to make his presence known.
Yeah, Nebulaster turns to you and says, "Oh, good. Your
Go for it.
friends."
Sorry, I was muted. Quick question, Matt. Where are we in time relative to where we left off?
You will have woken up. I'm assuming that you spent the night, and this is like midway through the next day.
Did
So would I have?
Did the events of earlier already happen?
Yeah, we've now bypassed the zone within which we cause story and world-ending paradoxes.
Yep, all the events that
Okay.
happened to Pashash have already happened.
So
Venture
when
reaches out and shakes his own hand.
Tashash would have wanted to try to contact Paylor as soon as he had the opportunity, and Nebulaster allowed it.
You have been praying to Paylor, but there has been no response.
So just a quick recap. Tell me if this is right. Also for listeners / viewers, Paylor is the god that was supposed to have made the dire prognostication about the fates of us all.
Yep.
Which was, this ship is doomed, you will all die, and so forth. Watherin is a priest of Oberon. Oberon is the sort of dominant religious force among the elves. Paylor is a similar but different god. And Fennetir's god is Pan, who is something sort of like if Dionysus were a hippie.
If Matthew McConaughey ascended.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's a good review. One thing to mention that Paylor and Oberon are both officially recognized as part of the official religion of the elves. If you were like an elf king or elf noble, you could legitimately pick either of those and be within the law. Whereas, although Pan is a good god, or at least neutral, not an evil god, still not part of the elven pantheon. And even further outside of the elven pantheon, a kind of devil would be Karen. And it seems we've had some evidence so far that Chernabog, who is Josh's patron deity, is somehow in alliance with Karen. So what you see is the cloud giant in all his splendor bends down and examines the three of you, looking at Fennetir, looking at Watherin, looking at Malmer, kind of making a little face about Malmer. He straightens up and he turns to Shash. He says, "I understand now much that I did not understand when I first met you."
Indeed.
Very much that I did not understand.
And I understand now much that I did not understand before I met you. I thank you for this. I would ask a thing, though, as it appears perhaps we are out of time. Your god does not answer, it seems. When next you speak of him, yes, I think I understand. Now, when next you speak with him, tell him I would speak with him, for I think he is badly mistaken in his understanding of our relationship.
He gets the kind of smile. He doesn't laugh, but you can sense the beginning of the laugh that you've heard from this giant many times when you've spoken along these lines. And he says, I'll add it to my prayers. He says, let me show you and your friends something. Come this way. And he takes you to one side of the room, and he quickly clears off a table that had been full of alchemical apparati, and he gets a scale. And this is one of those scales. It's got a central thing coming up, and it's got arms, and it's got chains hanging from the arms, and there are 2 trays, right? But this is a giant-sized scale. So this is like, you guys could jump onto the trays if you wanted. And he takes he says, wait here for 1 minute. And he goes downstairs. And you are reunited if you want to say anything to each other for a minute. While he clanks around in the forge area.
Hey, Gravy, looking lizardy.
Tashash approaches Waither and he says,
Hello, Watherin.
Hi.
I hope that you are well. I am glad to see you. You seem to be well.
Thank you. I am doing pretty well. I'm glad to see you're safe. After the last time I saw you, I wasn't sure what would happen to you. You're looking a little bit different.
Yes. I am.
Good.
I died.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh.
Mal's just making these faces like, really? And he starts muttering under his breath. Oh, yes. Mal, good to see you. Ah, Mal, I'm sorry I abandoned you, my business partner. Oh, no. No. Don't think anything of disappearing in the middle of the night. No. It's nothing. We only had a sworn mission together, and I've only been sticking my neck out here. Oh, well, I'm just so very sorry for the inconvenience. No, please.
While all this is going on, I go over and give Watherin 8 more hit points.
Thanks.
Tashash looks down at Venetir.
Yes, the one who likes to poison himself frequently.
It's not poison.
How are you doing?
Mal throws his hands up. And just
You look well, too.
feet away.
I'm a little sleepy.
Perhaps you should take a nap.
I would love to take a nap.
The giant comes clanking back up the stairs. He's got
Mal walks up to Tatash and he's just like, not a scrap, not a hint of remorse for disappearing and abandoning your business partner. Not so much as a, hello, Mal, how are you? Sorry I disappeared on you.
Tashash's eyes narrow. And he says,
Your services are no longer needed.
Services. Mal's just kind of like cackling to himself, walking around in circles.
the giant.
Tashash turns to Weatherin and says,
He does not look well.
No, he hasn't died yet.
Indeed.
The giant comes back up the stairs with a big old sack, and he walks over to the scale, sets down the sack, and he says, "This is an object lesson. I've found that smaller people sometimes don't understand when concepts are presented to them using language."
Mal says, please do not take that as a sample for this entire set.
So if you look at this here, and he pulls out of the bag a big rough gray stone, and he says, this balance is the cloudy sea. And onto the right hand tray, he puts the big rock, and it clank, the scale goes down. Says, this is Paylor. The big things, like me, are his. the kraken, the whales, the dinosaurs, the giants, all Palors. And then he reaches in and he pulls up a stack of steel ingots, very orderly, precise in a pyramid. It's tied with rope around it to keep its shape, and he sets that on top of the boulder so that it balances. He says, "This is Oberon. The cities are his, both the Aarakocras and the floating cities, which are the ships of you hunters. The organized things of the Cloudy Sea." And then he takes out of the bag a little tiny flagon of ale between his thumb and his forefinger, and he sets it down next to the two big heavy objects on the right-hand tray, and he says, "That's Pon. His are the degenerates." And you see that the right
smiles.
The right side of the
waiter and says,
tray is,
"Hey, that's you."
Thumbs up.
and then he looks around and he goes over and he gets the big bin where he keeps his garbage. Like it's like just a big wooden box. There's like the half of a shark carcass in there, and like metal filings and like hair from when he shaves, just all sorts of filth and grossness and everything. It's just his trash can, and he puts that on the left side, and you see the scale start to swing back and forth. As it swings, he says, "That's Karen. Garbage." And it finally comes to rest, and the trash does not weigh as much as the other three objects. It's lighter. The other three objects outweigh it. And then he says, "This is how the Cloudy Sea was last year. I like this balance. This is good. The orderly things are preserved. The giant things are preserved. Because the trash is not weighty enough to overcome them." And then he takes a large, like giant-sized spear, and he clanks it down into the trash. Clonk, and the scale starts to swing back and forth, up and down. Both of the trays are going up and down. And he says, "But there was a new thing that was added." They swing slower and slower. "And none of us know what the new balance is going to be. And before the scales have time to settle, and you can see whether the spear is heavy enough to outbalance the other things, he scoops everything off the scale and throws the objects back into the sack. Do you see what I mean?"
Hey, I wanted that ale.
Tough.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear that something's happening that's
What are you gonna do?
not in the
This is
interests of
small.
Oberon.
So small.
Now that I see the four of you, I understand. Tashash,
Yes.
it is clear to me that it is the will of the god Palor that you accompany these in their journey aboard the ship Fujin.
Is it now? And why would that be in the interest of the lizards?
I do not know Palor's mind fully, but what I see are the gods converging, coming together, where normally they stay separate. each of them have a representative on your ship. Anyone with spiritual sensitivity can feel what's happening. The gods are coming together.
You say a representative. Who represents whom?
You, Lizard Man, have been chosen to represent Palor.
Waderin raises his hand and says, Oberon.
Do I? And Tashash's frill is stiff. And this is why I desire words with your god.
Mal
As a god,
said,
I represent my blood and my kin.
very well. I am not the god.
No, you are not. But that... yes. It seems that many are not clear on many matters. And they do not speak clearly on many matters. Let me speak clearly then. I do not represent Palor. I am not his servant. I have done as I said I would. I have fulfilled my piece of the bargain to him. I owe him nothing. My kin owe him nothing. This, he points to the choker. This he put upon me against my will and without my permission. So, if he would move me, he does so against my will. And he does so against my blood and my kin. I have spoken.
Mal nods approvingly, and you can see a lot of his bitterness and resentment towards Tashash washes away as he kind of takes in Tashash's diatribe.
Well, the giant...
Tashash takes notice of Malmer.
What do you have to say about this? What power do I have with you, Warlock?
The sea is not a place that I would call balanced. It is a wild and dangerous place. But as long as we are speaking of matters of balance, Mal takes out the script of leather and walks up to Nebulaster and hands it to him and says, I would, if you are willing, have audience with you over this. I am sure your wisdom and your academic understanding would have great bearing upon it.
It's very small to him. And he says, I'll look at whatever you have for me, and gestures you over to his big giant desk, and you can climb up the same way Tashash was able to climb up, and he gets the scrap on the tip of one finger and like gives it back to you once you're on the desk. He says, can you put it under my microscope?
Mal puts it on.
And he looks at it. Looks down at it. Truly, this is most interesting. And he gets up and he takes a book out of his library, opens it, flips through some pages, flips through some more pages, reads, flips through some more pages, reads again, closes the book, puts it back, goes back, looks into the microscope, looks up at you, and he says, "Does your patron know that you showed this to me?"
we will all have to divulge certain secrets and rectify our understanding of each other's intent if we are all to occupy space on the same vessel. I see the blood of Inma, and I am willing to trade in secrets if it means that we, and he looks at Tashash and Watherin and Finnetir, may pursue the hunt as one. This is the balance I seek, the slaughter of Inma.
Tashash steps forward. I have no business with him.
None that you wish to have, Lizard Man.
What was that?
I said, none that you wish to have, Lizard Man.
No, our business is done. Our contract is finished. You were hired to bring me to Nebulaster's perch. I am at Nebulaster's perch, but it was not you who brought me here.
Mal rolls his eyes and looks at Nebulaster.
Nebulaster says, "Warlock, this is written in an evil script. I will not tell its meaning to you. Take it back."
Then may I ask you a different question? If one wishes to travel beyond the ragged edge to places that are treacherous, how would one travel? I ask you for any wisdom, any insight, any secret that might guide me in this collective journey that your allies and friends find themselves on. My success in this small matter is a function of theirs.
He's thinking about this. Why don't you roll persuasion?
What a great time to roll a 7. That's a whopping total of probably like a 10.
He says to you, "You must understand, Warlock.
Oh, 12. Sorry.
The hunting of the Kraken is something with which Paylor is not best pleased. It is part of an ancient bargain which he struck long ago with Oberon of the elves. He puts up with it. But Enma is his special pet. Enma was never part of the bargain. I will not help you hunt Enma. And, Tashash, my friend, I wish you all the best in the world. Paylor will not be pleased if you help them to hunt Enma either."
Let... Tashash laughs. Tell me, giant. And then he thinks for a minute. Tell me. The hunt for Enma. What purpose, if any, do you think it would serve my kin and my people? And what would it do to further the cause of finding out what is the nature of this star we have spoken of?
It is my opinion that your best way, my friend, lies with finding and following the will of Palor. He seeks to help the lizard folk. He's given you a great gift to give to them. He's brought you to me, and I've given you information that will help them. He does not want this hunt to go forward.
You do not answer my question.
Do I not?
Why do you bring up Palor again? You have given me the information, the favor, the gifts that you have given me, not Palor.
Palor. Gave I to you those wings, lizard man? I have not such power. It is the god.
That is not what I am. That is not of what I am speaking. The wings. This chain. Those are Palor. That business is between Palor and myself, not me and you. But back to my question, why these people, they are always turning to the right and turning to the left. It is
Lizard man, what care the lizard folk for kraken? You are the first ever to have seen a kraken. You ask me what benefit the lizard folk can have from hunting kraken? It is only that they should draw closer thereby to Palor. Palor is the key. He's the key for your people, and is the key for you, and possibly the key for your survival, lizard man.
To the first part, I agree. Though I ask you in deference to your age and wisdom. To the second part, I am much less certain.
Watherin interjects here and says, "What's the danger to the lizard people?" Just because it was curious. He heard it. He's just standing there listening, and he was like, "What?"
Tashash turns to him sharply. Some might say the gods.
Oh.
And they're scheming.
Okay. Hey, well, I don't know what to say about that, but I hope it works out.
He appears very angry.
Sure. And Watherin says, well, Oberon is definitely, kind, so let me know if I can help with anything. And
yes.
Also...
the servants of Palor claim the same of him.
Yeah, but Oberon didn't
Pawn's always up for a good time.
And Oberon didn't put a choker on you.
Yet.
Nebulaster.
Tashash.
Go ahead.
Tashash seems to be very worked up. And he says, the gods think that we are small, and we are small, and they care little for those smaller than themselves. They move us around like seeds in a bowl, now placing us here, now there, and none are left in their proper place. Then, when they find some other plaything, they cast the bowl aside, and the seeds are scattered and forgotten. They will do with us as they wish because they can, but remember this, they all fell from the sky just as we did. We lizard folk, We desire no part with them.
Gravy, isn't that what you do with a bowl of seeds?
Mal begins to laugh.
And I think that
Not like a
is
crazy laugh, just like a normal, healthy, sane person laugh.
And I think that is a wonderful place to draw a curtain over this conversation.
Oh
And
wait,
over-
no. Can't we start right here? I don't want to be done with the conversation.
I think we need to bring this episode to a close.
Yeah. But I mean, can we not have been shuttled out of Nebulaster's purse
Perch.
next time?
Yeah, we can pick up where we left off.
Okay.
Let us do our experience ceremony. Weatherin.
Yeah. Hi. Getting my experience up here. Hold on. Okay, I'm
Did
ready.
you take any risks to help your friends or shipmates?
I did
I think so.
Yeah, in the fights, I was trying to use my defensiveness and be up the one taking blows.
Is there any special way that you helped in the hunt for Enma the Silver Squid?
There is not.
Did you advance your personal quest at all?
No, that's what I was just about to ask you, Nebulaster. I'll wait till next time.
Unfortunately, 10 o'clock caught up with us before we could
Sure.
do everything that I wanted to do. Did your attitude towards fate complicate your life in a meaningful way?
I don't think so.
Cool. Give yourself 1 point for battling on behalf of your friends and shipmates. Tashash, did you take any risks to help your friends or shipmates?
I don't think I did.
Is there any special way that you helped in the hunt for Enma the Silver Squid? I think I can give you a point for your attitude.
I'm not sure it was helpful, but if you want to give me a point, I'll take it.
Did you advance your personal quest? I mean, I think you completed your personal quest, so...
Yeah, I think I did too.
I think that
I mean,
this is probably the last point that you get from this one.
Yep. Quite possibly.
But go ahead and take a point. Did your attitude towards fate complicate your life in a meaningful way?
Your new attitude towards fate.
Yes, I have, because of my new attitude towards fate, I have very nearly, and doing everything in my power to reject the blessing of Palor.
Very good. Give yourself a fate point for that. Fennetir.
Hi.
Did you take any risks to help your friends or shipmates? I think just being around these battles is fine. You can get a point for that. You could have
I think
fled.
that's the only one I got.
Cool. Cool. Go ahead and get a point for that. Malmer, did you take any risks to help your friends and shipmates? I think yes. Is there any special way you helped in the hunt for Enma the Silver Squid?
Yeah, I mean, I specifically tried to get him to tell us.
Oh, that's true. You did negotiate with the giant. Sure. I sort of thought that was gonna be more towards advancing your personal quest.
Well, there were two separate things, right? There's the trying to get him to tell me how to travel to
The Ragged Edge.
the Ragged Edge. That's for my personal quest, and then there was the whole me giving the speech about all of us getting on the same page and getting on with the business of hunting Enma.
Yeah, you did try. And you made a roll for it. So yeah, I mean, you can have both of those points.
Okay.
So I guess that's all three. Did your attitude towards fate complicate your life in a meaningful way?
Yes, the relationship with Tashash blowing up and getting as ugly as it did. I mean, I was thinking about that. I could have tried to smooth talk Tashash and cajole him back. But Mal's attitude towards fate is that the only thing you've got to overcome fate is your own strength and that of your allies, and he basically thinks Tashash has betrayed his deepest values, so he's kind of in a feud with Tashash over that.
We've definitely got some interesting conflict going on in this game right now. It's very, very pleasing to me. I love it. Conflict is what moves stories forward. It's wonderful. I think that is all for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tune in this same time next week for another exciting episode. And remember, failure is beautiful.
And
Huzzah!